Hello again. So I was going to go out, but before I do, I couldn't resist trying this. So this is a Molen brewery barrel-aged whiskey, 2022 edition, and apparently it's aged with Ardmore whiskey, which they've spelt wrong. For Scotch whiskey, they put the E in there, which is a big no-no, but never mind. Maybe I should write to them and tell them. So it's classed as a Scottish wee heavy, as they call. That is a real style in Belgian beers, believe it or not. Don't know when it originated, but it's been around for a while. It's much stronger than any beer called heavy in Scotland. I mean, this is 9.9%, so it's up there almost as sort of wine strength. I think it's going to be interesting. Let's open it and look at that wax sealed. Anyway, sit down and let's see what we've got. Right. Whoa. Yeah, straight away there's a lot of rich Christmas cake sort of aromas coming out of the bottle. And I have been saying this is the wrong type of glass for Belgian Dutch beers. It's just a tumbler that happened to be in the hotel room. But actually, maybe for this one, because it's a whiskey-aged beer, it's a little bit like a whiskey tumbler. Let's just pour it out. Let's see if we can get a head on it. Yeah, fairly thin head, but I think that's characteristic when you get to beers up to this kind of strength. They tend not to have a huge head on them. It's not really carbonated. Not seeing any bubbles in there. Again, 10%. I don't think you can have a beer with a lot of carbonation at 10%. It just doesn't work. And the smell, I am getting whiskey in there, but also some really rich fruits. As I say, it does kind of smell like, you know, rich kind of fruit pudding, fruit cake sort of smell. Maybe some plum in there, plum brandy even. Yeah, certainly with the smell that's hitting me, it's promising a lot, so let's try it. Yeah. It's not, it's great, I love it, but it's not what you would generally think of as a beer, and certainly not a Scottish beer, although it has some very strong Scottish characteristics, no less because it's been aged in a whiskey barrel. And the interesting thing is, yeah, okay, I'm getting some whiskey flavours in there, but I was worried that this would taste like beer mixed with whiskey, which would be a bad idea, but it's not. It doesn't taste like that. It's got a real sweetness up front. Not so sweet it's cloying, but it's pretty sweet. But that is balanced by the strength of the alcohol. So yeah, perhaps more towards chocolate cake than Christmas cake now. It tastes a bit more. Quite chocolatey, like quite chocolatey, I guess, like an imperial stout, that sort of thing. It does put me in mind of one I had a while ago called Mexicake, You can look that up, so it's Mexicake, and that's something of a similar strength to this, and it's got that same characteristic of, like, you want to be drinking this in winter at Christmas time. Summer, not so much. But it is lovely. It's actually, it's got some vanilla in there as well. Very tasty. If you've got a bit of a sweet tooth, you're probably going to like it as well. Not too much bitterness, and you know, there's, well, getting more of the whiskey now, but it's not unpleasant at all. It's the whiskey flavour is quite subtle, and I guess because it's, you know, it's been aged in a whiskey barrel. It's not like they've been pouring whiskey into it. At least I presume that's what they've done with it. Would I have known it was Ardmore whiskey? Probably not. In fact, definitely not. But that doesn't matter. At least I've used a good whiskey. This isn't going to be for everyone, but if you like beers that are really rich, smooth, strong, yeah, you want to try this one. I will definitely be seeking this out again back home. Now, Molen is, I'll need to check. I think it's a Dutch brewery rather than Belgian. I'll need to look them up. That's homework for me. All I need to say is thanks for watching, and I will be back soon with some more Dutch beer tastings. Let me just leave you with that bottle. And a last look at the beer. Almost looks like coffee, doesn't it? But I would say more sort of chocolate notes than coffee notes. Anyway, thanks for watching. I'll be back soon.